What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk about something that I think I should probably address because so many people have commented on it. So this is, for starters, I think the most important part of being safe on a bike is visibility. So being seen, one of the reasons I wear like high-vis gear, high-vis helmet, my freaking bike looks like a highlighter, alright? It's pretty hard to miss me, right? So other than that, what is obviously the easiest way to stay visible? And most people comment on my pictures and my Instagram, my videos, and they always ask me, why is your high beam on? My high beam is on because I'm riding in the daylight. Okay, you only have one headlight, maybe two on certain bikes, but typically on bikes it's a high beam and a low beam. So only one headlight is on the low beam, and then both headlights are on when it's high beam. For most bikes, Suzuki's just one headlight, but still the high beam is obviously way brighter. In my opinion, I think you can see someone coming on a bike at least twice as far away when they have their high beam on. And just go ahead and put that out there that I'm talking about daytime riding. I'm not talking about night, because you don't want to be blinding people at night. That's going to make the visibility even worse. So daylight, I always suggest to anyone that ever asks me to ride with their high beam on, because in my opinion it's the obvious and easiest way to stay more visible. Now on a motorcycle, the most typical way you're ever going to be involved in an accident is someone turning left in front of you. And chances are, if they're turning left in front of you, they're either not paying attention or they just didn't see you or hear you. Now, a lot of people say, you know, a loud pipe save lives, and yeah, I agree to an extent. Your bike should not be roaring down the road. Like, in my opinion, I don't think it's like even necessary. But you should have a pipe on your bike that, if you want it to be loud, you can. So, example. So, but I still think that having the high beam on is way more beneficial as far as staying visible to you know, pedestrians crossing the street, or just, you know, people in their cars. Obviously, you look down the road, like if you've ever been riding, okay, the number one thing most people, when they're riding, what are they looking for? Cops. Right? So when cops are coming the opposite direction, typically cops ride with their headlights on during the day. At least around here they do. So when cops are riding in the opposite direction, and they're, you know, half a mile to a mile away from me, and they have their headlights on, I can see them clear as day. But when they're that far away and it's just a regular car and they don't have headlights on, it's like almost impossible to even make out what color the car is, or if it's even a car or a truck or what it is, until they get close enough for you to really see it. But if they have their headlights on, you can see them twice as far away, at least. So in my opinion, that is why I think riding with the high beam on during the day is one of the safest things you can do on a bike. I mean, you have a freaking one little tiny headlight on your bike. Why would you not want it to be as bright as possible? It's just common sense to me. But, you know, some people will argue that you shouldn't ride with it on the daytime, whatnot. But in my opinion, it's just, I've always ridden with my high beam on. Ever since I think I was, you know, 18 when I got my first bike. And my boss at the time up in North Carolina, he rode bikes too, and he told me that the first thing he said was, keep your high beam on all the time, you're more visible. And it just kind of stuck with me. You know, that was well over 10 years ago, and it's just something I've always done since then. So I always ride with my high beam on. Like, the only time it's not on is if I get caught at night and I end up riding at night with the low beam on, because obviously you don't want to blind people. But look at this weather, man. This is Florida for you, okay? It's freaking the end of January, or I'm sorry, the end of December, and people are out just freaking shirtless running on the water. It's awesome. Love Florida. So anyways, but yeah, that's basically why I leave my high beam on all the time, and people always ask me that. Some people even tell me I should turn it off, and I'm like, why? It's literally, I'm riding in the daylight. if people are blinded by my freaking headlight being on a high beam in the daylight, they have some serious issues. But yeah guys, I'm gonna head out on that note. Just thought I'd cover that as a quick little video, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, happy new year and ride safe. Peace.